Confidence is not something that you're born with. It's something that you build. So it's not a personality trait, as many people think. It's a skill that you're building. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why you're not confident, how it shows up, so how can you recognize whether you're not confident. And I believe you know that already, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this video. And then we're going to talk about how it shows up in different areas, and of course, what are the things that you can do to start shifting it. And I will explain simple examples. I will explain a little bit of the neuroscientific part of it. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. What is, first of all, confidence? I define confidence as self-trust built through repetitive, aligned action. So many people that have the misconception that someone is just born confident think that confident people are people that don't feel any kind of fear and they're just gifted somehow and they just do things without any kind of fear. But that's not true. I have received this comment quite many times. Oh, you've been always a confident person, Anna. You always just went and did things that you wanted to do. And when I'm asking people what is stopping you from doing something, and what I've been analyzing people and I've been analyzing myself, like even though I might be perceived as a very confident person on a surface level, there are areas in my life where I have felt confident and areas in my life where I haven't felt confident. So it doesn't mean that if you are a confident person that you're confident everywhere. You have to train your confidence in different areas, in different fields. And some people might feel very confident in one field and lack confidence in another field. So what is the opposite of confidence? The opposite of confidence is insecurity. And this insecurity is created through different experiences that you've been through, that integrated beliefs that are making you think or fear different things, such as judgment, how people will perceive you, what people will think about you when you try to do something, fear of failure. This is another, but fear of failure and fear of judgment is kind of connected, because you wouldn't fear failure if it was just you watching yourself. Or kind of, yeah, like, because it's affecting the self-trust, but it's more of you wanting to impress others, you wanting to prove to others that you're capable, you wanting to be accepted, you wanting to be part of a group. And this is something that is in us as human beings evolutionary. So we are made to be with other people, we are made to connect. Our hormones are made to function based on connections. We are not made to be alone. So all these things are already in us, and different experiences that we are going through are just shaping the production of these different hormones that are either boosting the confidence or damaging our confidence. And I'm not gonna go that deep to talk about the different hormones. This is something that I'm covering in the course and going deep in the course. In today's video, I'm going to just cover the most general information that you need to know in order to get started, to build awareness, and to start doing something about how you feel and what you do related to your insecurities. I have my electrolytes here. My mouth gets always so dry when I talk. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, confidence is self-trust built through aligned repetition of a certain action. So let's say you're feeling insecure in social interactions. How do you build confidence if you feel insecure in social interactions? Well, first of all, you have to recognize and be honest with yourself, admit to yourself that you are insecure and you feel anxiety, you feel uncomfortable in social interactions. And most people, how does it show up? It shows up by you changing your body language. Body language is such a huge thing in confidence. In lots of things, not only confidence. Once you master yourself and understand yourself, your psychology, your behavioral patterns, body language, you will master everyone. You will master people. And once you master people, you mastered your life. Why? Because you can read the room. You can read everything. You will know how to influence people. You will know how to redirect things. You will know lots of things that majority of people don't know. And of course, some people misuse their capabilities of reading the room. Some people use it to be able to help other people. And we cannot control who is using it for what, but what we can control is what we do ourselves for our own benefit. So what I want to do is to give as many tools and as much knowledge as I can to people to be able to overcome the things that are holding them back. So going back to the insecurities with social interactions, how does it show up? When a person is insecure in social interaction, their body language changes, their posture is different. So a confident person is always walking in with a lot of energy, with power posture or straight posture. And the actual posture itself produces testosterone, which boosts confidence. So the fake it until you make it is coming from there. But there are other techniques to try to boost your confidence. But one technique without you, this is something that can come naturally, but there are multiple different ways to build confidence. So if you're not confident, let's say in social interactions, or you're not, when you're walking into the room, your body posture is different. But when you are confident, even if you have trained the confidence in a different way, it will be reflected in your body. So your body language will express your confidence. That's why when you deal with people that are very, very knowledgeable in psychology, that are very smart and successful. And by the way, this is what sets apart successful people from unsuccessful people. Successful people are able to understand other people, to show empathy, to read between lines, to see when someone is trying to lie, to see whether something is realistic or not realistic, whether they can trust someone or not. So successful people have mastered psychology. They have mastered themselves, and that's how they're mastering what is happening to them. Everyone is creating their own reality. No matter, people don't like people don't like when someone says everything is in your own hands. You are creating your own reality. Why? Because they have to take responsibility. And people don't like taking responsibility because it's something that is, again, related to your psychology. It's something that it's easier to blame others than to take action and take responsibility for your actions. So that's the main reason why people don't like when someone says you are creating your own reality. It's you who is responsible for your emotional state, for your financial state, for everything that is happening in your life. So even if you might say, it's not me who created poverty, it's not me who put myself into this bad financial situation, it's you. You're just not honest with yourself. And you can unsubscribe. On the on the previous live stream, I got so many unsubscribes, and I was happy because this means that I'm doing a good job. I'm triggering you. Whenever you're triggered, there is a sign that something is cooking inside of you. I'm hurting your ego, and the ego is your enemy. So I'm really happy to see unsubscribers. So if you don't like this, unsubscribe and keep staying in the same loop over and over and over again. So when an insecure person gets into a social interaction, their body is giving different signs that they are in threat. So why are people insecure or not confident in social interactions? Fear of judgment. And where does this fear of judgment come from? Most likely when they have been kids, they have been judged for saying something honest. They might have been praised for not saying things as well. For example, if a kid wants to say something that they feel, but the parents say, you are not allowed to do that you're not allowed to say this, it's embarrassing, or it's not okay, or you're gonna hurt person. Or if you have said something as a kid or as a teenager, and this has caused a huge conflict that resulted into something that was very emotional for you, that's where this fear of judgment comes in. So there are multiple ways how fear of judgment is created, and almost every single person has it unless they work with themselves. I had fear of judgment back in the days, and so many people that I'm talking to have fear of judgment. For example, we had an event yesterday, and I was talking to one of the people that were participating in the event, and he told me, I'm feeling nervous. And for me, it's not, I immediately understand where this comes from, but I always ask people, where do you think that this is coming from? Why? Because if I tell you, you have this problem, it's not a guarantee that you're going to process the information that I'm going to share with you. But when you start questioning yourself and asking yourself, why am I feeling nervous? Why do I feel this way? Why am I feeling so uncomfortable with XYZ? Then you start getting the answers and you start building the awareness. So the person said, I just want to give a good example to my community. And here, for me, the answer was immediately given. Fear of judgment. What if my community says that I'm this way or that way? And it's completely normal. It's something that we all have. And it's something that it's not embarrassing to admit that you have fear of judgment. The thing that is not good is not to admit to yourself, not to be honest with yourself, and not to work on it. But admitting that you have fear of judgment is the first step toward change. And also this shows that you're brave, you're courageous, and you can take the first step of admitting that many people don't even take. They're just hiding. So what do people that are unaware of where this comes from and are not curious to think of, how can I change this? Okay, first of all, why am I reacting like this? Second, how can I change this? People that are not curious enough to ask themselves, why am I behaving in this way? And how can I change this? They will always just hide and try to avoid these situations. So whenever they are exposed to social interactions, they would either get a social anxiety attack, or they will just be on their phone to act like they're busy, but they're not busy. They're just trying to put wall in front of themselves so that they're not going to get approached by people. Or they will be just in the corner, silent, not expressing any kind of opinion, not doing anything. Or if they are forced to communicate, let's say you were in a business meeting or you were with colleagues and you cannot just avoid people, in such kind of situations, they will never share their honest opinion. They will why? Because they're afraid of conflict. and they are afraid of what the other person that is expressing a statement that they disagree with will think about them. So all of this is coming from fear of judgment, but there are other things that can cause insecurity. It's not just fear of judgment. Hey Dominic, you're here again. So cool to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Good summary, I like that. Okay, so this insecure person will continue avoiding until they collect the courage to break this pattern. So here is where the change comes in. And people think that people with confidence are fearless. That's why they do everything that they do. But the actual truth is that we all feel fear. It's just having different mindset and doing what you're fearful of. So how do you build confidence? You build confidence through repetition of an aligned action. And this aligned action is something that you know deep inside that you have to do, but you are afraid of doing it because of fear of judgment, because of fear of failure, because you fear loneliness. What if they dismiss me? What if this conflict leads to separation? Well, sometimes you have to separate with people to live a peaceful and better life. And if people are not postponing important conversations that usually lead to conflicts, if two people that are not self-aware and that can get easily triggered, which means they have a lot of trauma that is sitting in the subconscious that they are not working with, such kind of debate leads to conflict. But when two self-aware people are expressing opposite arguments and disagreeing with each other, this doesn't lead to conflict. This leads to just a meaningful conversation. And these two individuals start asking each other, why do you think this way? Okay, these are the reasons why I think this way. Then why do you think the other way? Then the other person shares their own perspective and own opinion. So they're not judging each other. They are just sharing their perspective so that they can build understanding. That's how healed, emotionally mature people would react. But people that are emotionally immature, haven't healed their trauma, and are living with insecurities, they will either avoid and say yes to everyone, or not say anything and try to avoid the conflict at all costs. Or if someone says something, they will get triggered and things will get out of control. It will be a fight. Hey, Alex. Oh, Vasil is here as well. Welcome. Yeah, so here, this is one example that I can share, which is very common, the insecurity and low confidence in social interactions. Now, you can have low confidence also in, let's say you might be a very confident person in social interactions, but you're not confident in a specific sport. So what do you have to do? Usually it's the opposite. People that are very good at, let's say, one specific sport are the ones that have been obsessing and training their mental muscles in this specific sport or this specific area, let's say programming, computers, and they haven't practiced enough or trained the mental muscles that are needed for social interactions, for reading other people and things like that. So let's say there is a person who is very confident when it comes to fitness, bodybuilding, playing football, playing basketball, whatever, but they have these problems with social interactions. Or you are a confident person, but you're not confident in the gym. Why aren't you confident in the gym? Because you haven't trained, you haven't practiced. Whenever you are doing something new, it's always scary for the brain. So if you don't build courage, you're not going to be able to take the first step that will help you to learn a lesson, the second step that will help you to learn another lesson, third step to help you learn the third lesson, so that you can learn all the lessons that you need in order to become good at something. And when you become good at something, this is confidence. This is you building self-trust. So how do you build self-trust? Through action. You are showing to yourself, you are showing evidence to the brain. You're telling to the brain, we are learning and we are improving. And when you're learning and improving, when you're taking action, learning, trying again, and there are a couple of mental muscles that are needed to be developed here, which I'm going deep into in the course. So one of them is courage, as I already mentioned. Another one is endurance. So at the beginning, you're gonna suck at whatever you're starting with. You're gonna be horrible, terrible. Like if you start with writing, don't expect to be a best-selling author with your first book or first newsletter. If you are starting to play basketball, don't expect to be the best basketball player after 3 games. So whatever we start doing, we're gonna suck at the beginning. So we have to develop these mental muscles to be able to come to the level of improvement and visible results. So what is the improvement and the visible results? The improvement and the visible results are evidence for our brain that gives us motivation and that tells us you are capable. So just keep repeating and you're gonna keep improving. Where people get stuck is they try once, they see that they fail, which is completely normal to fail, but we should not look at the failure at the first try as a failure. You should look at it as a lesson. So where people fail is they try once, doesn't work or it sucks. Try 2 times, doesn't work or it sucks, and they're like, I'm not made for this. And they stop. And they go and distract themselves with other things because they haven't trained their resilience, their endurance, their courage to withstand this first phase of plateau or from going down, realizing how bad you are at whatever you want to do or whatever you want to practice, and then shift towards getting better and better. Let me give you an example of these live streams. Like, if you look at my first live streams and the more live streams that I'm doing, it's the same thing. I know that the first ones are not gonna be good or were not good and that I'm slowly improving, but I'm aware of the process, so it doesn't scare me. Why? Because I've trained my confidence in multiple different areas and the steps are the same. No matter what you do, no matter in whatever field you want to train your confidence, the steps are the same. You just take action, you evaluate, you learn lessons, and you repeat until you start seeing evidence, and then you start getting motivation. And when you come to the stage of you seeing evidence, the motivation kicks in here and it's gonna start building the habit. And once you build a habit, it doesn't require that much willpower and it doesn't require that much brain energy for you to continue to get better and better in this specific field. So a really good examples are these live streams. When I started or when I opened my YouTube channel, my goal was not first, I want to be the biggest influencer and I want to have X amount of subscribers and do this and that. I thought first, okay, it's something that is out of my comfort zone, and everything that is new is out of comfort zone, but that's how we grow. This is personal development. Growing by expanding your comfort zone, by stretching your rubber band. So I knew that going and showing myself on YouTube is gonna trigger lots of insecurities that I have. One insecurity that I had was English is not my mother language. I'm gonna make mistakes when I speak English, and majority of YouTube, good YouTube channels are people with English as their native language. And here the fear of judgment was kicking in, and I was thinking, what if people say that my language sucks? Because I've been receiving comments from people saying, go learn English first before you record these videos. But I understood with a lot of work with myself that the person that was telling me that, or people, because there were multiple of them that were telling me go learn English before you record these videos, are just telling me how miserable they are. And I just feel compassion and understanding for themselves. Why? Because the reason why they are so critical and judgmental is because they don't have the courage to do what I'm doing. So I'm triggering them by showing them, by throwing in their face what is kind of like holding them back and hurting them. So once I understood that judgment comes only from people that are doing less good than you, and people that don't have this growth mindset, then it was much easier for me to accept that these comments are not about me. I'm not going to take them personal. These are comments that are just telling me what kind of issues the person that is commenting about it has. So this is a perfect actual example of me showing you a whole process of starting to build confidence in one specific field. Like, I love giving examples from my own experience because it's way much easier to explain. And I think more people will resonate with what I'm sharing when I share personal examples, instead of just saying, let's imagine Josh who wants to play basketball. So when I started, the first insecurity was English is not my native language, and I want to have this channel in English because I want to reach more audience. English is the language that is spoken worldwide. And this was the first insecurity. The second insecurity was, of course, what if I fail? What if I see no results? I was thinking, even if I don't see any results, and I haven't had any significant results on YouTube, at least I'm building something that is of very high quality. And I know that I will have results. It's just a matter of time. But I know that by me doing this, I'm training myself and building a skill. So the more that I've been doing it, the more confident I'm becoming. When I started at first, I was fearful. I was writing scripts, memorizing the scripts word for word. And it's so obvious. Like, if you look at the videos, you're gonna see how obvious it is that I was not truly speaking from like inside, that I was using my logical brain too much. Like now when I'm talking to you, it's all whatever comes from my intuition. It's all whatever comes from inside of my heart. But when you're memorizing something, you have to think with your logical brain. So you have to have your logical brain active all the time. And with this, I cannot use any kind of face expressions. You cannot like really feel my energy. It's gonna be too robotic. It's gonna be just me reading a script, even though it was a memorized one. But when I just think of it, it's back then it felt something that it felt like this was the right step. It felt like this is the thing that I'm supposed to do to get better. So as I mentioned before, you first try one thing, you see it doesn't work, you learned one lesson. Then you try another thing, you see it doesn't work, you learn another lesson. And it doesn't mean that what works for me will work for you. So for some people, scripts are working really well. For me, I find myself, that's why I said confidence is self-trust built through aligned, repeated action. So what is not aligned for me, no matter how much I repeat it, it's not gonna really help me to get to the next level. I have to find what is aligned for my soul. And for my soul, what is aligned is raw, very raw and authentic, just as I'm doing it right now. So what happens is I'm actually talking to Vasil and telling to him, do you know what, like I'm not preparing these live streams. I just think of a topic. Maybe it's something that comes when I'm meditating. Maybe it's something that comes to my mind when I'm taking a walk. Today, the way how I came up with this topic is a conversation that I had in the gym, and I'm like, today I'm going to talk about confidence. So these topics just comes to my mind, and now I'm able to just press go live without preparation, without scripts, without anything. And I can talk for a whole hour without any problem. Was I able to do this at the beginning of my YouTube journey? Absolutely not. I would take one video that is, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes long. I'm going to record it for an entire day. I'll take 10 retakes. And I will just build more resentment and anger and frustration because, it's not good. Oh, I forgot one word. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. And I didn't have a teleprompter. So yeah, this was a time that was an interesting one. But if I haven't built like resilience and endurance with other things in my life, I would have given up. But I knew that this is something that I have to just train, try, adjust, optimize, and I'll get better and better. And I'm not saying that I'm good now and perfect. This is a process, an endless process. So I'm much better than before, but the more that I do it, the better I will become. So it's just, but now I don't feel any kind of fear of judgment, any kind of fear of what people are going to think, what people are going to say. I'm just happy when I see that I'm triggering people to unsubscribe or to leave negative comments or to do whatever they're doing, just because I know that I know the psychology behind everything that is done, behind the actions. But this is a really good example for you to see my improvement. Like if you're someone who has been following me from the beginning, you're gonna see how you're gonna be able to notice the difference immediately. And so many people have told me that, actually. So many people have reached out and have told me, Anna, we followed your journey from pretty much the beginning when you started with your YouTube videos, with content for the Funded Trader until now. Like the difference is huge. And how long have I done that? For 2 years. So in these 2 years, and it's not something that I've been doing like all the time. This hasn't been my main focus. It has been my third on the priority list. So it hasn't been my main focus, but still the results of improvement are significant. And something that I'm kind of like implementing myself as a strategy whenever I try to start with something new is I'm thinking of the brain as a bank account. So let's say that every negative thought and limiting belief is a cost, and every encouraging and positive belief is an income, a deposit. So I'm kind of measuring on a daily basis when I was in a process of building confidence in different fields. And it's always like, I always think of what is the area where I feel least confident now that I can train. I have built confidence in many different fields, so it might not be noticeable from the outside, that people might think that, oh, she's confident in whatever she jumps in. But that's not the case. Whatever I start with at the beginning, I'm not confident. I build confidence over time. And the more that you build confidence in more fields, the more this energy will shine from you, and the more that people will be able to notice the confidence. So let's say, so let's go to back to the example that I was giving about bank account. I'm thinking of my brain as a bank account, and I'm always saying to myself, I have to keep this balance to being positive. I should not put myself in debt. Because if I'm in debt, it's not going to help me get anywhere. So whenever fear kicks in and makes me think of, let's say, fear of judgment, which is non-existent anymore in my case, but let's say fear of judgment, I would think, okay, fear of judgment, if I think of what my father and my mom are going to say about me starting with trading at the beginning, let's say. I know that they're going to say that they told me that I'm a gambler. What if they see me continue with that? Oh, they're going to start telling me things that are going to affect my confidence even more. And so that's why it's important to surround yourself with people that understand you. And if people don't understand the things that you do and their values are not aligned with yours, don't share whatever you're doing. Just do your thing in isolation and don't share. You only share with people that have aligned values with yours. So let's say if you're into trading, don't share about trading with people that are not into trading, because they're not going to help you building your confidence. They're going to just damage you more. Be with people that are already a few steps ahead of you so that they can support you. Same if you want to, let's say, become a bodybuilder. You're not going to go to a person that is eating burgers in McDonald's and tell them about your new journey of building muscles and building your body. I actually had this conversation with my personal trainer, and he said, we were laughing because he said, I went from an anorexic guy that everyone was laughing at to a world champion bodybuilder. So of course, he was telling me at the beginning, everyone was laughing at me when I was saying that I'm going to go to the gym. But now everyone is coming to me to ask me for workout plans and nutrition advices. So that's how it works. At the beginning, people that don't understand you, that don't have the same core values as you, in the field that you're focusing on, they're gonna judge you. It's normal for them to judge you. And the reason why they judge you is because you are triggering their beliefs. You are going against their ego. You're going against their strong belief, or you're triggering something that deep inside they know that they have to stop eating burgers and start taking care of themselves and lose weight, but they are just lazy to do it. They haven't trained their mental muscles to start doing something to change their lives. So whenever you start with something, only share with people that share the same interest and understand your values. Don't share with people that don't understand what you're doing. So the body, whenever you start with something new, your body will give different kind of signs. So you might start sweating, you might start feeling some form of anxiety, you might feel like a red rash on your skin. Your body is just telling you it's uncomfortable. So in order for you to pass through this first process of the brain understanding that this is nothing scary, because the brain is afraid of everything that is unfamiliar. I've already told that many times, but if you're watching this video for the first time, I can mention it again. So the brain is always afraid of everything that is new. And it's normal for the body to react, for the brain to send signals to the body to react that, hey, we are in danger. This is something unfamiliar and we don't know how to handle it. So we have to just be aware that it's normal for me to feel these emotions. Just let them come, just observe them and let them, and you will see that they're going to go if you don't fuel them. So to go back to the bank account, as I said, don't fuel them. What do I mean by that? When you say that, when you start with something and you see, oh my God, it sucks, you should not add fuel by saying, I'm never going to be good at this. What if I fail? What if I break my back, let's say, if it's in the gym? What if I embarrass myself in front of the girl that I like in the gym or the guy? So these negative thoughts, negative beliefs, or negative thoughts that are raising emotions are just fuel to the beliefs that are not serving you. And this is something that I consider as debt in my bank account. So whenever I start with something new, I analyze, okay, what were the things that I did to deposit to my bank account? And what are the things that I did to withdraw from my bank account? So what were the debts that I had, and what was the income, the deposits that I made? And whenever you start with something new, first think of things that you have succeeded in already. So let's say if you have problems with social insecurity and you don't feel confident in social interactions, but you're good at programming, start thinking of, how did it all start with me learning how to program? Did I know at the beginning how to program? I don't know. I know nothing about programming, so I can't really give a good example. That's why I like giving examples from my personal life. So let's say I want to learn how. Let's say you're a perfect dancer. You know how to dance bachata. I'm not perfect yet, but we're slowly getting there. So when I started learning bachata, at the beginning, of course, I didn't know the steps. It sucked. Like, they will start showing me steps and I'm gonna have hard time to follow up, and I have to, but because I've built confidence in other areas of my life, I know that this is a normal process that I have to go through. So I just have to repeat and repeat and repeat in order for me to be better and to show evidence to my brain that this is something that I can improve. I just have to keep going, and that's how we're gonna build confidence. So if you're trying to build confidence in one area, you should first think of, how did I manage to build confidence in another area? And before you start doing the new thing that you decided to do, visualize or take a moment to think of, what were the things that you did in the area that you were confident in, that you are already confident in. And this is gonna be the fuel. Like, once you start depositing into your bank account instead of just withdrawing, you are helping this bank account to grow. You're helping your confidence to grow. So the bank account, your brain as a bank account, is like the confidence. The more we deposit, the more that you build. And you will see that the more you deposit, the debt is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then you just have so many income streams that the bank account will never go to zero or minus. It will just grow and grow and grow. Confidence works the exactly same way. So you just pick different areas where you want to build confidence, but don't try to do it all at once. Pick one, build confidence. Once you feel comfortable and confident with one area, pick another one, take small steps and do that. So this stream is quite, it's not very structured, because I'm just coming up with the examples now and sharing with you whatever is on my heart. But let me just repeat of what were the steps, or let me do like a short overview. How many minutes have been? Okay, 45 minutes. Wow. I don't even notice how long I'm talking whenever I go live. For me, it feels like 10 minutes, not like 45 minutes. So let me first repeat or make a short summary of why most people are not feeling confident So they're not confident because they are insecure. How do they become insecure? They become insecure because of different experiences that they have experienced in their childhood or teenage years, in moments where they have been judged. So they have developed fear of judgment, they fear rejection. They might have grown up in a family where there were lots of conflicts, and they have learned that if I say the truth, if I speak out, if I show myself and I take a step forward, I might get rejected, I might get criticized, and that's how they're developing this fear. Something that just came to my mind that I don't want to forget is people that are insecure are lying a lot. Why do they lie? They don't lie because they want to lie. It's just a defense mechanism. So they would say a lie because they think that if they say the truth, that will trigger the other person. So let's say your partner is asking you, hey, I just bought a new t-shirt. How does it look on me? It looks good, but you might think inside of your head, it's horrible. When you're lying, this is a very simple example, but whenever you're lying, you are not helping your self-confidence. Why? Because when you told a lie, you will have to think about this lie in the future all the time. And this takes so much of your brain energy. So let's say your girlfriend that asked you about the t-shirt and you said it's a really nice one, and then you have to go for dinner with very important, let's say business dinner, and I gave a bad example actually, let's say a dress. So let's say you have booked a business dinner with very important partners, and you want to bring your wife as a representative because the person that is next to us is pretty much showing who we are as well. And you have told your lady, your dress is perfect, I love it, but you don't really mean it. And then when it's time for the dinner, what will happen? You're gonna be like, you're gonna wear this dress? Oh, really? Why don't you take the other one? It's better. And you did, and then your lady would say, didn't you say that you liked it, that it looks good? And here it leads to conflict, or you're not gonna say anything, and then you're gonna go to the dinner, but you're gonna feel uncomfortable in front of your business partners. So an insecure person is fueling the insecurity through lies. And this was maybe not the best example to give, but I hope you understand the concept. Another thing would be, let me give a better example actually. Let's say you are invited to a birthday party, and you don't want to go to the birthday party, not because you don't like your friend, but because you're not feeling well mentally, or you went through a breakup and something is going in your life. If you're an insecure person that fears rejection and wants to avoid conflict, you might say to your friend, let's say they said you're invited to a birthday, and they would say, oh, I'm sick, or I'm traveling, I have a business travel, so I'm not going to be around. And what is this person doing is they're going to be just at home. They're not going to be traveling. It was a lie for them to not to go to the birthday party, but not to say, hey, I feel really exhausted, I don't feel mentally well, I don't want to come to the birthday party and spread this energy with other people. I really want you to have a great time. It's not about me not wanting to come to your birthday party, it's just me not feeling well. A person that loves you and cares about you will understand you. They will not judge you. But an insecure person will not be honest. They will lie. Oh, I'm going on a business trip. And then when they meet the week after, the friend will ask, how was the business trip? And you're going to be like, oh, it was great. Your body language is going to change immediately. If this is a person that is good at psychology, they will read immediately that something is off. and you're gonna start sweating, you're gonna start feeling like, oh, something, it's so uncomfortable because you're lying. You have to come up with the story immediately, and the brain is screaming immediately, threat, threat, threat. You are at risk. So this person becomes super uncomfortable immediately, and they're gonna start coming up with lies. And they would say, oh, it was great. Where did you go? What did you do? What did you eat? Da, 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 da. If you didn't do your research, which I don't think many people do, to prepare for their lies. If they are preparing for their lies, they're perfect liars. Congs to them. I don't want to be in their position. I want to use my brain energy for something way more meaningful. But what does it cause? It makes them feel more uncomfortable, which takes away even more confidence. It creates more insecurity by them having to think of, I should not be caught on that lie because my friend will never trust me again. So it's not that you're just destroying trust between like in relationships with your business partners, with your friends, with your partners. You're destroying relationship with them, and you're destroying a relationship with yourself. And you're just adding debt to your bank account. So the more that you add debt to your bank account, you're just going more in debt, and good luck getting out of there if you don't change it, if you don't start looking for income streams. So something that is very important is to develop, this is something that I'm teaching in the course, the GPS of success. I'm not going to share in detail what is the GPS of success. If you're interested and if you want to go deeply, you can check the link in the description. But what is the difference between a person with growth mindset, and that's what the G stands for, G is the growth mindset, versus the person that is insecure and is just running around with their insecurities. So the person that has this growth mindset, when they shift to growth mindset, which is necessary for you to grow and to perform and to build a meaningful life, not necessary, it's a must actually. When this person has understood that in order for me to be able to build confidence and to be the best version of myself, I need to add deposits, or I need to create multiple income streams to my bank account. And bank account, as I said, is our brain. So this person is doing exactly what I'm doing that I explained before. So, okay, I'm not good with YouTube. Let me start. I'm not good with public speaking, or I'm not a good storyteller. Let me do something that will help me to become a good storyteller. I can start a YouTube channel. I can open an Instagram account. I can do I can start applying to different events to be a speaker, which is a much bigger step. I would recommend you to start with Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's way easier. Everyone can do it. It costs nothing. So this is one area. Okay, I'm going to train my storytelling and my conversational skills, my communication skills through this. Then once I work on this, then I want to build more confidence in how I look, let's say. Then I go to the gym. I find a personal trainer. The personal trainer is helping me to get through the first phase that I mentioned, when everything sucks and everything goes off. I got a personal trainer that helped me to get comfortable and get confident in the gym. Now I can do the gym on my own without him being next to me all the time. Then what else? Bachata. I want to learn bachata. Let me go find a teacher in bachata. Let me go to social dances in bachata and let me try to learn. So what am I doing? I'm creating confidence deposits from social skills to professional skills to trading to, like, I have created multiple income streams to my brain. And now you can do whatever you want. You're not going to be able to empty my bank account. So, and I'm adding all the time. But people that are not having this growth mindset and they don't want to change their mindset, to have a growth mindset, to be from scarcity, to go from scarcity to abundance, to go from limiting beliefs to a growth, to beliefs that are helping their growth. Such kind of people, instead of adding deposits, they're adding more debt, they're adding more costs. And that's why I believe you have heard about the compounding effect. The more you do of one thing, the bigger it becomes. The more you do of the positive, the more positive you get. The more you do of the negative, the more negative it gets. There will be a little bit of positive, a little bit of negative in the, even when you are building confidence, me as a confident person, in lots of areas in my life, sometimes things happen that might make me feel more uncomfortable. But is this going to affect my bank account? Absolutely not, because I've learned how to deal with this. I've learned how to build confidence in different areas, and I'll know how to build confidence in the new area that I've picked. Is it clear or is it confusing? I'm trying to give examples and explain the entire process. So it all starts with different things that have happened to us in our childhood, during our teenage years. And all these beliefs, if we don't sit and work with them, if we don't sit and analyze what we are doing, how we're feeling, how it's affecting us, if we don't work with it, we're never going to improve. So this lack of confidence is showing up as overthinking. It's showing up as second guessing, doubting yourself. This is the insecurity. What else? Being quiet or avoiding conflicts. The example that I gave before. Then also, I would, let me think of another example. Procrastinating. Like, people that are procrastinating are also people that are insecure. Because the fear of failure, not having enough confidence, not having confidence is being insecure. And being insecure is caused by you fearing something. So you fearing, by feeling the fear of failure, you are gonna be finding excuses not to do the things that you're supposed to do now. So, and that's why you procrastinate. So procrastination is not that you are lazy, it's just a defense mechanism that tells your brain that you should not do something because it's scary. But the only way to build confidence is by doing the things that you're scared of that are aligned to you. And through repetition, you're going to learn lessons and you're going to build confidence. So this is the only way. There is no other way for you to build confidence other than taking action. You can read 1,000 books. You can listen to 1,000 podcasts. You can do lots of things. But unless you take action, you're never going to start depositing to your bank account. You're never going to start building confidence. So in order for you to start taking action, you have to build courage. So there are 7 mental muscles that I'm talking about in the course. And courage is one of them. Endurance is the other one. Focus is the third one. Imagination. There are multiple. I don't want to go deep into the mental muscles, but all these mental muscles that I'm asking everyone that is going to be part of the course will have to assess all these mental muscles, and these mental muscles are needed in order for them to build the skills that are needed in different areas of our lives. So for confidence, we have to build courage, and for courage, apart from courage, we have to build endurance. Why? Because first we need courage to take the first steps, to take action. Once we take action, we have to have endurance. Why? Because the first few tries are gonna suck. And we need to just have enough endurance to do it long enough for us to learn enough lessons to see results of improvement. Evidence that will tell to our brain that you are not bad. If you repeat this and you are consistent, you're gonna see improvement and you're gonna receive results at the end of the day. So building courage, building endurance, and with time you're gonna see that you're gonna get results and you're gonna start building confidence. Dominic, I can't even keep up with your chat, with your messages, but I love that you are actively processing everything that I'm sharing. That's amazing. So let me summarize the steps. The first step is awareness, as always. So first of all, think of, where am I feeling uncomfortable feeling when I show up? How do we build confidence? We first build awareness on where are the areas where I feel insecure, where I have to train my confidence. Once you spot the areas, you spot the body signals that your body is showing to you to show this uncomfortable feeling, to show the insecurities, then you go to the micro wins strategy that I told you about the brain. So think of the brain as a bank and think of every single win in every single area of your life where you have built confidence and achieved something as a deposit. So think of all these moments and reflect on how things were and remind your brain and yourself that you could do it with repetition, with endurance. With time, you build the skill that build the self-trust, which was done through active repetition of the aligned action. So once you remember the areas where you have already built confidence and remind your brain of these micro wins, you have to understand what are the things that are holding me back. Where do I have debts? So let's start clearing up and paying off the debt. Let's start shifting these limiting beliefs to empowering beliefs. So instead of I suck at this, change the belief to with repetition, I'm improving and I will get results. As I said at the beginning, my channel is not big. I haven't achieved anything specific in this area yet, but I know that I will. Why? Because I know that it's all about skill. It's just about repetition. I have done that in so many different fields and I'm convinced, conviction is a very strong word. I'm convinced 100% that I will receive results here as well. And what does it sound like? Self-belief. And how do you build that? You build that. This is all connected. This is all a connected process. Then once we go through the awareness and the scanning, can you analyze yourself? You remind your brain about the micro wins and achievements that you have done in different areas in your life. And it's good to celebrate them as well. So every single time when you achieve a next step, a next level, when you see some form of improvement, express gratitude and celebrate this small achievement, because this is gonna help you easier to raise your frequency and to do better the next time you try whatever you're trying to do, the skill that you're trying to build. And another thing, the third step is paying attention to your body. So as I mentioned, an insecure person, you don't even have to listen to their words. You're going to notice from their body that they're insecure, from the way they stand, from the way they breathe, like their heartbeat will increase, the way they will start breathing faster when they become anxious, when they're about to lie, when they're feeling uncomfortable. You can notice from their body when something is going on. So another thing, instead of just analyzing how other people, as I said, first master yourself in order to be able to master people. Pay attention to your body and notice when your body is telling you that there are areas that you have to work on. So whenever your body is sending you signals, this is a trigger. There was a trigger that triggered your body to send these signs to you to make you aware. Pay attention to your body and ask yourself, where are the areas where my body is sending me signals, and how is my body language changing, or what is changing in my body in these specific situations. And fourth step is, of course, identity shift. As I said, changing this limiting belief to a positive belief. Okay, so I think I repeated it already a couple of times, and I hope that it's clear. And I think that the examples that I'm giving are quite simple ones, and it's easy to understand. That's at least what I think, and you're gonna give me feedback for me to know whether my theory is correct or not. Okay, I'm gonna take a few questions if you have any questions. If not, I'm gonna wrap it up and go for a beautiful walk by the river in Porto. After a very eventful, active weekend. So let me know in the chat if you have any questions, and I'm gonna wait for another minute. If not, we're gonna end the stream here. And I will do the next live stream on Tuesday. As I said before, I promised myself that I'm gonna do 2 live streams per week, and I'm not breaking this promise. I'm great, thank you. What a beautiful question. I'm great, I'm perfect, thank you so much. Hope you as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna share some photos from the walk for sure on Instagram. So stay tuned. If you want to see some parts of Porto, if you don't follow me on Instagram, go and follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. Let me know in the comments what were the biggest insights from this video, what you like, what you dislike, what you resonate with, and what you want to see in future live streams. Take care. I'm sending you so much love and hugs, and I'll see you soon again.